traditionally things were packaged back in wooden barrels, whether it be petroleum products, food, pharmaceuticals. All those existed back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, but the only conveyance there was wooden barrels. Those barrels weren't really made as robust as the new age fiber drums, steel drum, plastic drums, IBCs, right? When it comes to containment and protecting the customer's end product and protecting the environment. One of the interesting stories is the actual determination of what the gallon size was for a barrel of oil. It's actually 42 gallons was the designed barrel size. When they talk about barrels of oil and how many barrels of oil a particular petroleum company ships or makes, how many millions of barrels, they're actually basing that off of this barrel of oil. Well, that actual unit of measure was developed because they made the package to be 50 US gallon. And by the time that the product actually got to the end destination, most of the contents or a portion of the contents would leak out of this barrel. And the average volume that they would get at the destination would be 42 gallons. And that's where the barrel of oil unit of measure came in, that most oil companies use globally. Probably the quality management systems and standards like ISO 9000 started back in the late 80s, early 90s. Before that time, there were independent country standards with regards to the quality management system. So in the 80s, you had a lot of globalization starting to take place. And a lot of that has driven standards that are directed or aimed at globalization and standardization across the world. So ISO is one of those standards. Before the UN recommendations, you had what was called specification packaging. So specification packaging was a particular design that the regulator would have you manufacture to meet a certain specification. So you had all these different standards, globally for packaging and packaging of hazardous materials. So they came up with what was called performance-oriented packaging, which is what we see nowadays in the UN recommendations. And what the performance-oriented packaging theory is that you didn't really have to specify how to construct a drum or how to construct a package. You just need to provide a performance level that drum or that package needed to meet. And if you did that, it doesn't matter where you use or apply that globally, as long as you are meeting that same performance standard, the construction was somewhat meaningless. Another probably significant shift in the industry is things that we would consider to be contact sensitive or food sensitive. So you see that evolution in the last probably 10 to 15 years. Many of our customer base who are packaging things such as food and pharmaceutical asking for these requirements. What they came out with is the Global Food Safety Initiative, or GFSI. So GFSI, again, is similar to the UN. It's a body that says, okay, we have globalization, we have to ship things globally, and we want to ensure that it's safe. So they came up with these guidance documents that basically say that to produce drums for food, you should have one of these model registrations. They are basically standards, right, that are acceptable globally.